some neighbor didn't come along and throw a bunch of worms out in your field, and yet you haven't seen worms for 20, 30 years in that field, and yet all of a sudden you have worms. That's a part of quorum sensing. And yeah, bacterial and bacteria are that foundation. That's your aquatic bacteria. It doesn't need oxygen. Everything came out of that soup out of the ocean and created this next step of life. And it's that growth. And the bacteria can, manipulate the genetic sequencing of itself to go from, the electrician to the plumber. We know that. We've seen that through, Dr. White's work, that this is how things are happening. Like, this is so fast. He's literally had to step back from that depth of understanding to look at more, wholesale grouping of that biology. Okay, protozoa. Well, the protozoa does, all these different jobs, but it's a protozoa. This bacteria does this, but it also does all of these jobs because it can change into those. That's such a wonderful thing that, we're discovering now, getting the technology to see these things and then looking and going, oh my God, like that's too deep. Okay, I can't understand it. I don't have the technology available yet to really understand that. So I have to step back, and let's try to figure this part out first. That's what this whole channel is about, is figuring out this biology, how it works, how it grows things, how it grows us, our plants, our animals, how it mines the different components, how there's biology, so much biology in every breath that we take. Every inhalation has a multitude, millions, trillions, quadrillions of biology in each breath going into our lungs, landing on our skin. We talk about, getting out in the sunlight to have, drawn out those photons through our skin. Well, what's in our air? What are we breathing? What's landing on our skin? The healthier we are, the healthier our skin is. If there's bad stuff landing on your skin, you want to be healthy. You want vibrance. You don't, want to be killing that biology that's protecting you. Like, we talk about what's on the outside of a fish, that slime that's being a second stomach for the fish as it swims through the water. It's literally grabbing material from the water column, digesting it, and putting it into its body. Well, we're doing the same thing. We just don't have that slime that we see on the fish, but everything that lands on our skin can be absorbed into our bodies. So if you've ever watched, shows like CSI, there was one episode in particular where someone had died. They were living in a room, and it had a vent, and there was buses going by, and they died from asphyxiation from the carbon coming off the diesel buses. They were breathing that in, and that's what killed them. What environment are we living in? And can we change that? Can we put, a whole bunch of houseplants in that New York apartment that's, surrounded by smog? Can we clean the air that we breathe? And damn rights we can. You can do it. You can create your microenvironment in your apartment, help you be healthy and vibrant, because you're able to clean that air using the plants that are in your house, that you're growing in your house. I'm lucky. I don't live, I live like, 50 kilometers, 30 miles away from, a city. Okay, I'm just close to a small town. I don't have the light pollution at night. I can see the stars. but I don't have those, constant traffic where, that is being created in the environment around me. I'm really quite fortunate to be living out, closer to nature, to be away from that. But for people that are stuck there, do what you can to change your indoor environment. And we've got lots of grow lights, cheap grow lights now, that will give enough photons to your house plants to make them healthy. But remember, they need the biology. They don't need city water, okay? Because city water is designed to kill biology when they recycle the city water to put it into your tap, okay? They're adding chemicals to kill the biology because they don't want salmonella and all these other things, in their wastewater treatment. So they're killing that biology. If you use that city water on your plants, guess what? You're killing the biology in your soil. You're killing the biology in your plant. So, there's ways to get around that. You can get filters that will filter out the chloramine and the chlorine and a lot of the other things that they're putting into the water. You guys can figure that out. You can do your own research. If you're doing it in your yard, I know that we promote Blue Sky Biochar because he's got a water filter you put onto your hose. Those are different options, but understanding that it's all that true secret is the biological component that has to be there. No cell is going to be created without the biology that's doing the work. That's the foundation. That's the true best kept secret for growing is grow biology. Let the biology do their job and build the plant. And you can be absolutely amazed when you take out that thought process of it's the plant, it's the plant, it's the plant. Understand that it's the biology, it's the biology, it's the biology, focusing on creating the environment that is necessary for the biology to be healthy, to proliferate, to be so strong and vibrant that when it grows that cell in your plant, puts it all together, it's like, wow, that's a cell.